Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'll be showing you how I irrigate my fruit forest using a efficient, simple and cost-effective drip system irrigation that absolutely anyone can do. You don't have to be a professional. So the reason I like to use a drip irrigation system in my fruit forest is because it's very efficient and it provides a steady and constant supply of water. You can use it for fruit trees, you can use it for your vegetables, and also you can even use it for ornamental very efficiently. Okay, let's get into it. First of all, I'll introduce you to the material, fittings and tools that you need to run your own irrigation. Very simple. So basically you need a coil of drip irrigation. The one that I use is from our local hardware, Bunnings in our case here in Sydney, Australia. Basically this is this particular one is 15 meters, 13 millimeters thick, basically half inch, give or take. Half inch is around 15 mils thick, give or take. And very effective, very simple. I think roughly it's around $30. So you need, depending on how big your garden is, then you could just buy the, they come in 50 meters and 30 meters and so on. But for an average garden, I would say 50 meters should be more than enough, around $50. Also, what you need is some valves. I'll show you why later on. Some tees. These are all 13 millimeter fittings. So as you can see, the barbs, the connection points are all 13 millimeters, which is exactly the same size as the irrigation pipe itself. So they fit straight in. So make sure you check the, they should have a tag on them. Just took it off and it tells you exactly the thickness of the fitting. So same thickness as your pipe. So this is a 13 millimeter pipe, 13 millimeter fittings. So you need valves, the pipe, tees, some sockets or straight connectors, conduit cutters, a pressure reducer and filter assembly, because you need to reduce the pressure of your main of your house or water company supplied pressure is too high for these fittings. It'll blow them apart if you don't reduce the pressure. So you must reduce the pressure via a pressure reducing fitting. Also what you need, you don't need it, but very handy, I recommend it, is a timer, a garden tap timer. The one that I use is just a mechanical. I like using mechanical things. I'm not too big on digital things. This thing it will last almost forever. You don't need power, no batteries, nothing. You just twist it and it's got different times. It's anywhere between 15 minutes, 30 minutes, all the way to 120 minutes at a time. You twist it and you walk away and it starts irrigating, then it shuts off as soon as the time runs off a spring-loaded system, I believe. So as you turn it, it keeps winding back until it shuts off the valve. No power required. Very simple, very effective. Also, what you need, some metal wire, preferably a thicker grade, perhaps maybe 3 mils thick. So you can work with it, and that's pretty much all you need for this setup. So this is a brief example on how I run my irrigation throughout my garden. So what I like to do, I like to keep it nice and organized. I mean, you can do it the way you like. You don't have to be this sort of pattern. But I like to run my irrigation around sort of in two main lines, right around the tree. So one there and then come around there. And then right next to each tree, I would cut some T's and connect them to the parallel irrigation lines, the drip lines. So basically, as you can see, I've cut one T there, one T here, and then I've laid a piece of drip line in between to connect it. If I feel like a certain tree needs extra water, for example, this newly planted lychee tree, they tend to like more water than your average tree because obviously they're subtropical, tropical trees, and they come from that sort of climate where it's always raining, it's always wet in the growing season. So they always like to be moist. They don't like to dry off for a very long time. So in that case, I would cut a T in the nearest drip line that I can find. Obviously, I've got drip line all over this garden, but it's been covered with mulch, so you don't really see it. It looks nice and neat. I'll find the nearest drip line to that particular tree that I want to provide extra water. I would cut a T on that drip line, and then I would run a piece of irrigation pipe, the same pipe, the drip line, and at the end of it, I would shove in one of those valves that I was showing you earlier. And when I feel from time to time it needs a bit of extra water, I would just open this valve and let it flood this zone of this tree and give it extra water compared to its other trees that are nearby. As you can see, I've cut the pipe now, and same on this side, and I've shoved the T on this side. Now I'm going to shove this T on this side of the pipe. Now that I've cut my two T's in position, I'll just lay a bit of drip line, and I'll cut it where I need to size, to suit, and just shove it in, as simple as that. There it is, guys. It's as easy as this. I've just cut the two T's, run a bit of pipe in between, and that's it. Now I'm happy with the drip zone of this particular Sumo or Shiranui mandarin. I've surrounded it right around the root zone, so it's going to get enough ample supply of water. And this is where these hooks come in place. See what I mean? How these things, because they have a bit of a memory. They want to go back to that coil position, and they pop up above the ground. So I'd like to keep them nice and neat. Get one of these hooks that I showed you earlier, and basically you just press it in, and it stays in position. As simple as that. And now I'll show you how I cut in a valve to supply extra water to certain trees, specifically tropicals, subtropicals, because they like the extra water. So I'm going to cut a T right there. That's the nearest pipe that I can find. Cut a T right there. Run a bit of drip irrigation close to the root zone of the existing root zone of this lychee tree, and just shoving the valve in there. And now I've got the option of flooding that tree whenever I feel like it needs a bit of extra water. All done, guys. Very simple. It took me about a few seconds, or just less than a minute almost. So I've cut the T. You just push it straight in. No tools required. Run a bit of pipe at the end of the pipe. Shove the valve straight in, and I put one of those hooks just to secure it in place. And now all I do is just run the mulch back over it, and it looks extremely neat and professional. You can hardly tell there's any pipes or any irrigation around the fruit forest. And now to connect your irrigation system to your hose tap or garden tap. So basically you connect your timer. In this case it's my mechanical timer. You connect it straight into the threads of your tap, your garden tap, and then you connect your pressure reducer and filter assembly. Again, remember you need to use a pressure reducer, because the supplied pressure of your house is way too powerful for these systems, and they'll blow all the fittings apart. So you need to reduce it. So this kit basically makes it possible. They give you the pressure reducer, a filter to catch any imperfections in the water, so it doesn't block up your irrigation, your drip irrigation holes. And at the bottom here, you have a connection which basically adapts to your drip irrigation. So very simple. You've connected your timer. Now you just connect your setup, your assembly, filter and pressure reducer assembly to your timer, and basically, as you can see now, you run your drip line to the nearest point, and you cut a T in the existing drip line, wherever, depending how far your tap is from the nearest point. So you run a point from that connection to the nearest point, and you cut a T, and that's it. So basically, at this point, whenever you feel like you need to irrigate your garden, you turn the tap on. You switch the timer to whichever time bracket you like it. You like to set it at, and you just walk away. And then once this goes back to the off position, it shuts off the valve, and it's as simple as that. Very easy, very effective. Absolutely anyone can pull it off. As you can see, this is my existing setup. This feeds my whole garden, my fruit forest, and my ornamental garden. So basically, this is the next level after you've irrigated the system. What I've done is I've connected a fertigation system onto my drip irrigation system. Very simple as well. So you can see this is the same setup as I showed you before, the pressure reducing and filter kit with the timer. And then below the timer is the actual fertigation kit. So this part here, all these pipes and that tank come as a kit. You can buy them online, and basically you connect it straight after your pressure reducing system and the timer. It's just a thread that you connect to it. Then after that, you connect it back onto your irrigation system, and it makes life so easy to water your garden, irrigate your garden, and at the same time fertilize your garden. So what I do, you open this cap here, you pour in whichever fertilizer you like using the most, whether it's fish emulsion or seaweed extract or any fertilizer you like in. You pour it straight in, preferably liquid or soluble for this system, because obviously it's got to go through the water, and it automatically mixes it in with the water. So the water goes through those pipes, the town water, your house water, mixes in with the fertilizer in that bottle, comes out from this other pipe. So there's an inlet, which is the black pipe, goes in, mixes with the fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, there with the water, then comes out from this clear pipe, which is the outlet, and back into your irrigation system. And now you're basically fertilizing and you're watering every single plant and fruit tree and ornamental thing in your garden. So easy, so effective. I will demonstrate to you how I do it. So basically this valve is on. It's on all the time because this acts as a valve as well. So all I have to do, for example, if I want to do it 15 minutes or so, or for whatever time you feel like doing it, I'll just twist this. You can hear it kicked in, and it's as simple as that. And that's the little demonstration, guys. So after I've turned the water onto the system for the sake of demonstration, you can see how the water is dripping from each emitter, which is about 30 centimeters apart, 1 foot apart, and at a certain rate, and slowly but surely and effectively watering the garden. And as for the valve that I cut in, there it is there. You can see the drip irrigation doing its thing. That's the valve that I've cut in. You know, we can just cover it so you don't see it. And if I feel like during the summer season, the growing season, that a particular tree needs extra water, because every tree has a different requirement. Obviously, some need more water than others. Then all I have to do is turn that valve on. And there you go. You can position it away from the trunk if you like. So it hits sort of around the root zone. And you flood that area there, and it keeps your tropical fruits or subtropical fruits nice and happy and productive for you. And I usually do it from time to time, especially if it hasn't rained for a while. I would flood certain trees. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I hope I was of some help in terms of showing you how to run your irrigation system in a cost-effective and efficient way. And if you did like this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't subscribed, be our guest. And we'll see you in the next gardening video, inshallah.